You know that you're talking about TradingView?
Yeah.
Yeah, TradingView, you don't see that. I haven't figured out how to do it.
I was able to so when I first updated, obviously, you know how the drawings don't change, don't come over? If you go to there's a little box called Objective Tree, and it gives you a list of all of your drawings. If you hold shift and click the top one and then click the bottom one, it selects all of them, and then you could copy those and paste them onto another chart, which works. But I wasn't looking to do that every time.
You can also there's a link button on the bottom of
Oh my god.
you can
Yeah,
There we
it'll just
go.
link the charts, see the drawings going all of them.
Looks like we
got you.
rejected the 1 minute 8 period with a wick here. Let's see if we get a bar back through that 410.90. I want to see it
Hey
snap
man,
that
next
pivot
time
and
you
run.
come across next time you come across that, one of those penny stocks that you're buying stuff in, let me know because I feel bad on the Mullen.
Oh, that you missed it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, I put the order in toss. I just didn't. I set it for the day, and the price didn't meet, so I forgot to go back
gotcha.
and look at it again. You see this rhythmic thing, man.
Yesterday we had fun with RIVN. That was easy, man. We nailed the crap out of that.
Rivian.
Yeah. I mean, that was some like textbook basic rudimentary price action type trading on that one yesterday.
Jeremy, I have to ask you, man, how come you guys were trading penny stocks yesterday when the action on the indices was just off the charts?
Oh, it was
What
both.
swings?
It was just
You guys
both.
trading both of them? Okay.
Hell yeah.
I was getting excited here, man. I'm just
It's like, why not? So the target for RIVN was a full 1-for-1. It didn't quite make it, but we had the control zones nailed. I mean, it was real easy to just look left, hit that 2-hour chart and daily chart, and just figure out where all the consolidation points were and trade from one to the other. Boom, done, easy. Ryan kind of alerted me in the pre-market on that one yesterday. I went and looked at it. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. There's your price action layout. Boom, traded. I mean, pivot for pivot. It was just easy. And now we're trading right between two key pivots as well, 1402 and 1460. Just when you get kind of a broad mix of penny stocks that are easy to trade and indices that are moving like crazy, you could do both. So like, the complex, more advanced traders can trade the industries very well. And if you're just getting beat up and chop over there trying to mess with those large caps and indices, go open a penny stock and scalp the crap out of it and just build your confidence because it's so easy.
I was looking. I've been jumping back into the penny stocks again for the sake of it, and I was just realizing that it really is a lot easier if you size up with them. I mean, that's not a
Yeah. I mean, it's not a
smart idea.
recommended thing because, yeah, it's a high risk. They're penny stocks for a reason. But if you're just going to scalp the price action, dude, it's really not hard. As long as there's volume for you to get your size in and out without having any effect on price, scalp away.
Yeah.
How are you finding these penny stocks and with the scanner? What scanner are you using?
I don't even do a scanner. I just kind of keep a list of them, and when they pop, I see a move. I can go look at the price action. Be like, okay, trade it from here to here.
I think usually a high relative volume and a high volume.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a high relative volume, you're going to have a high volume anyway. But
That
anything
too.
trading over 10 million, so let's say it's in the morning, anything trading over 5 million before 10:30 and a relative
Right.
volume above 2 is going to be scalpable.
For sure.
Okay.
That's an easy setup for the scanner if you use one. I just don't.
Oh, no, but push back up.
I could literally just pop open the list of what's moving and what's not and go with that.
Yeah.
I can make my own rules.
Yeah. I mean, most likely it's going to be the same thing
Right.
on those, unless you get the low volume poppers, which is
Okay, Mad Max.
all right, you guys. It's that time of the day. I got to go pick up my son again.
We got a little double bottom happening here on SPY.
See you guys.
Right
See
in that 410.90 area. I'm looking at our first fan lines on the 5-second chart here, and we've got a 1-for-1 setting up. we got to get outside of this zone first, so I'm going to put the deviations expected on here real quick. Oops, I need to lift that one a little bit. There we go. Hopefully my drawing tool doesn't give me fits this morning. Here comes your 1 for 1. And a second deviation, if you get a 2 for, goes up here.
All right, right
Oh,
back.
damn.
at that.
We're back to retrace. Oh, a tweezer here would be nice. Then we'll get that resume. This would be a fake out, but
We did Twizzler on the 5 minutes,
yeah.
but we're I don't know. It's a little iffy right here. Although we do have a gap at 41.54 on the ES.
This is like an Elliott wave system here. So we got this is 1 bar on the 5 minute, and that 73.3 or whatever the hell retrace fib is right there. There's your tweezer. Let's see it print. Boom. All right, now smoke the 8 period and blast that 410.90. So we didn't get the 1 for 1. It failed right at that line. We got retracement right back to root support, and now we're just kind of accumulating here. So wait for the break. Oh, it's actually Kevin's data. Kevin, you want to stream?
Sure.
All right, man.
You know what? Do you mind grabbing the stream today? Because
Yeah.
I might have to actually leave early today.
Totally cool. No worries.
Appreciate it, bro.
Dealer's choice, baby.
So, if you want, maybe I could grab. I could do tomorrow.
Totally cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Anytime.
I will be though. I'm still streaming though in the Discord. If anybody wants to watch, I'm charting out zones on NQ right now.
Cool. We got variety here, guys.
There you go. That's the breakup right there. Let's do it.
Boom. Right back up. No reversal, no 8 period smoke. Got a doji on it. I was flapping my gums about something else while it happened.
Man, this thing keeps getting stuck at this 3-second remaining thing and it never goes on.
We'll probably accumulate here for the next 20 minutes leading up to that Waller speech, but we could go nowhere. That's fine. Mullen's setting up on that 200 period here on a 5 minute. Watch for a reversal here. I'll go to the 1 minute. Big old Busby. Let's see if we eat that bar right to 145 again. RIVN I think is going to be ranged. And Pelotrash. Let's see if Peloton. Sorry. I call it Pelotrash because I enjoyed shorting the living crap out of it. That thing was an easy sell.
Peloton.
All right, so
They had this Tono store nearby my place. They moved it from one location across the street to a bigger site, and, set up all this beautiful things inside and whatnot. 2 weeks later, they boarded up the windows that closed down. They spent all that money and effort to move from one side to the other just to close down.
damn, that sucks. The risk.
And Tono is owned by Lululemon, right?
Is it really?
Is it Tono or Mirror? One of the two is owned by Lululemon.
I don't know.
So it would be worth looking at Lulu because they're closing some stores.
Yeah, let's look at Lulu.
Because nobody's talked about Lulu in a while. You see how choppy that chart is?
Yeah, it's ticky tack. Even
Yeah.
that daily chart
It's like
sucks,
this-
but it's a range. Short it.
Yeah. So I think it's a top range too. Because if you look at the weekly,
Yep, that's why I was looking at this channel.
yep.
It's like cool topping pattern. Let's see it hit about 340. That could be a decent
The
swing
yellow
trade.
one is your 200.
Yep.
Yeah. So you see that they're setting up
There we
for
go.
that market structure stuff.
Come on, Spy, crack that 41090. Break it, break it. Chant with me, Beavis and Butthead style. Break it, yeah!
Yeah, something that I found very useful,
Smash.
very useful is this chart I just posted right there.
Oh,
So
cool.
let's expand that Lulu chart that you have, and it looks like you are in that market structure picture I just sent. You're in section 3
yeah.
in Lulu right now,
Right before it
right?
broke out. Yep.
You're
We're
in
looking at.
section 3 before it goes into the section 4 area. See, I've been
Right.
watching this. I've been watching this because I feel that there's some truth to it.
That
You
could be a
know,
good short.
if you look at PayPal, it happened exactly like that
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah, you're right. And I did a similar structure with Roku, not last year, but the year before. I shorted that all down.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. I was looking at Lulu on that structure. You know, I even compared with the weekly on the ES. So maybe if you do a weekly on SPY and you look at that, we're forming that same level 3 pattern. You
Right.
know, you see, look at that.
Here, let me turn the noise
It-
off. I mean, yes, but it's also kind of got that cup and handle look too here, because we've rolled out the bottom. But if it breaks over here, yeah, it could be bearish AF down to like the
But
290s.
if you look at that picture, the section 3.2,
Right.
that's the cup and handle forming.
Right.
And then yeah, a fake breakout and then boom, you know.
Down she goes.
Yep. Oh shoot. Yeah,
Very
man.
possibly.
I don't know what's up with those arithmetic thing. This suckers, man.
Yeah. All right, go gadget trend day. I'm all wreck it. Oh,
Is this
give me a trend.
arithmetic thing that you guys keep mentioning? Is that something that just recently come online, or have
Oh,
you
No, no,
rhythmic.
Aaron. This
been
is the
around a while?
Apex funded account.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the Apex funded accounts that, you know, we've been trialing out. So I got one funded, and today was my first day of actual funded account trading, but I can't log into the damn thing.
Hmm.
You know, it
Okay.
keeps going, it keeps getting to that 3 second remaining right there, and it never goes beyond it, you know.
Ouch.
Did you say, have you reached out to support?
No, I just watched other people complain on the other Discord, so there may be a technical issue on their
Going
end.
on. Okay.
But they also enable you to connect the accounts to Tradeovate and NinjaTrader. So you don't have to use the arithmetic, but since I run a VMware on my Mac, I don't want to deal with the whole NinjaTrader stuff.
Right.
The setup.
Yeah, so I'm you know, I passed my evaluation last week on trading just buy market, sell, you know, cancel, sell market on the arithmetic. But yeah, it just sucks that they're not allowing me to log in.
Damn, that 41090 is a magnet.
Yeah. We've been bouncing right there.
Well, we did exactly what we did yesterday, but we're not quite in the whole scheme of it yet. So we had, let me look, right here we had this same drop down to about the same level right here. See, 410.20, same candle today. So now we're looking at the bounce, but I think it's going to reject at the pivot and continue south. I could be wrong. It could go and run up for that whole retracement just like it did yesterday. It can be almost a repeat of yesterday. But I'm thinking more like it's going to go and continue down to this 409.25 area first. We'll see what the next couple 1-minute candles bring us. Bring us a short. Where my account gets long on a short position. Oh, sorry. I blame my horrendous lack of sleep.
Hey, you were saying that you do better when you're tired.
I usually can be a little bit more focused when I'm tired because a lot of the noise in my head is shut off, basically. But there's a certain point where if I cross the threshold, I just become like nonsensical, I guess.
Hey guys, we got some divergence on ES and NQ right now, which is awesome. Last time we had divergence, we had that big move up.
Yeah,
No, actually, yesterday's divergence caused the move down. Day before that's
We're-
divergence caused the move up. Oh boy, divergence is fun.
we're set up for a possible double bottom here, but I'm not so sure. Watching this 5-second chart.
Micro double
Yeah.
bottom happening on the 1 minute,
Yeah.
but it's still. Kevin, which divergence were you talking about? Which time frame were you looking at?
Look at the 5-minute. So the 5-minute on ES and Q right now, ES is making a lower low because it was able to break that previous 41.29 swing low, and NQ could not break and hold 13.380. You see how we're sort of double bottoming on NQ where ES is
Right.
much weaker. So that's the type of divergence I look for, because what that means is usually there's going to be some type of pullback or even shift in market direction, because NQ wants to try to push higher versus ES, which is going lower. But
Right.
divergence doesn't really show until it's printed, until it's closed like that. Like right now, VIX is still trying to push higher, so I wouldn't be like, oh, divergence, just go long.
Right.
You would wait, or you'd be like, all right, let's see NQ close up here, right? See, now it closed. Now I'd say that's some good divergence. We might get a push lower to trap some sellers, and then pop. I don't know, but it's just clues, The market gives us context clues. It's what we do with it that makes us good traders or not.
It's the same
Yeah,
context.
we had a 20 and 200 cross down on the NQ in the 5 minutes though.
Yeah, and even like right now, like I sort of want to short and target 41.15, but the market knows knows what we look for.
Yep.
And I saw that divergence, which tells me usually reversal. So they might want to try to make it look dumpy. So retail goes, oh, short it, short it, short it. That way they feel the move higher because they're going to be covering their short once we pop.
Yep. Good point. They rope a lot of retail in on that one.
Yep.
The
But
old bear
if you
trap.
also look at the 5-minute on NQ, this definitely looks more bearish than bullish in the sense that this 5-minute candle we're on now, if it does just break below 13.380 like that other previous low, then we could probably see some lower numbers on ES as well. And VIX double topping. Here we go. Let's see. NQ, bring us lower.
Let's see what happens with this 410.30 support.
The PPI didn't really do much today.
Nah, it was a nothing burger. I was disappointed. I'm like, man, my condor is just going to be breaking even today. Lame. I did get the bottom butterflied though, and I bought the butterfly back on that little pop up in the open there. I bought the credit spread part of it back, and then I'll sell it again right here if it doesn't drop through this.
So hey Kevin, look at the 1 minute on the NQ. Does it look to you like it's an inverse head and shoulder for me?
I don't usually look at the 1 minute. Let me check though. Let's see. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. We had that shoulder on the left. We just formed the head. If we come back down and hold 13.385 sort of, that'd be the other shoulder. So like that's another good thing to look for too. Like when we have a divergence or something, I'll look for, let's say ES is bouncing off demand and there's divergence on NQ and NQ is bouncing off key level. That's now one confirmation of demand on ES, two confirmations of key level for NQ, and now your third confirmation of divergence. Now you place your stop at the low or at whatever key level or your entry, and there's your trade with your 3 or 4 confirmations.
Boom. Right back to regression. All right, here's your check right here. Watch this 1 minute candle close. If it remains with the bar under that 8 period, the next candle will need to break support to confirm a little bear flag here. If it doesn't break support, it will bounce here. I'll throw this up as a 15 here.
Oh, I gotta post some charts. I'm slacking, bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of having an off day. Like I said, my sleep pattern was just horrendous last night.
It's alright. I got the Twitter feed and all that.
There we go. Come on, crush that support level. Let's go. No dice yet. 3, 2, 1. Critical of that 8 period right here, this candle. If this one doesn't smoke support, then we will be bouncing here. It's like you get this really tight space between the 8 period and the support. You can just basically draw right across the base of these candles here. That's your support level. And if we put a bar through this support level, it'll confirm this bear flag and break over. Putting a wick through it, though, not necessarily telling of a condition where you want to go short. This is just like any time we've spoken about this. Don't trade the setup, trade the break. And that's a hammer. Be very cautious here. Since we're sitting on the support line, any number of candles after this point can be a trap. It can go and spike up and wick over just like this one did and then break a bar, or it can run a quick wick straight down to the next whole dollar, about 410, and then snap up. So this can be where you get a trap pretty regularly. And it's 10 o'clock. We got Waller speaking in 15 minutes.
NQ pop. That's interesting. I think it's gonna sell off though. I'm not a big fan of a reversal here. You said we got news in 10 minutes. That'll probably push us. I got NQ's demand a little lower, about like 30 points away. ESK
Yeah.
level about 10 points away. Would rather see us bounce over there.
Yep, could do either.
The market's like, I don't care. I'm bouncing where I want to bounce.
Well, we're a little off on like the liquidity zone. Technically, or typically, when we have exited one zone and there is a free space between it and the next lower zone, usually the price tends to follow all the way through to that lower zone. It attempted that yesterday and didn't. As you can see here, we got to the 409.25 pivot roughly, printed a 15-minute doji here. Well, even though that wick extended to 408.87, that is a beautiful morning star. That was a full-on reversal to go bullish. So now we're kind of sitting in an area that's halfway between the first low, that attempt on that 410.90 pivot, and this low. We're right in the middle of it. So let's see what this 15-minute candle brings us. But I mean, we've still got 12 and a half minutes left on this thing, and it happens to close right when Waller starts picking up the mic. So either A, we get a spinner here and a big old 3-bar while he's speaking, or B, we get a spinner here and then bar, spinner, bar straight to that pivot target. So this is a place where you don't want to be on either side of this. You want to trade the break. You want to make sure that you catch the momentum and scalp that trade. You don't want to be caught with your pants down, so to speak, on the wrong side.
Hey, take a look at Comcast, man. It looks like that one is going up while everything else has been trashing down.
Comcast, is that, I know QCOM is Qualcomm. Comcast is,
Yeah.
COM.
CMCSA. Yeah, CMCSA. CMCSA. There you go. Look at that.
Nice little rounding. Descending channel.
See those John Wicks right there?
Yeah.
Those
Really
big
massive.
John Wick?
Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Bunch of buyers were there. Now they're holding it up here.
Yeah, as soon as it breaks that 200, man, this thing is gonna go. I mean, it made like to 60 before the drop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
It's
threatening
above the blue already.
It was threatening a big head and shoulders here, and it failed and went bullish. Now we're above the previous high, right in here. Yeah, it
Yep.
could trend. Very good point. Uh-oh, we snapped support.
All right, that's the fake. That's the first fake out breakout.
Yep.
90% of it happens that way. You fake out, breakout, go back in.
Well, we can glance at our 5-minute candles and probably find a 5-minute liquidity zone here. Well, it's here, this wick here, but we've breached it just barely, so I think we might resume a full bar down here to the low, like 410.10. Yeah, you're right though. We'll either get a fake out of the bear flag break, or we will get an actual 1-for-1 out of the bear flag and run down to that 409.25 area. 3, 2, 1. Boop. There's a bar under support. Go, go, Gadget Bears, take it.
Yo, when's Waller talking?
There's currently 600 contracts of 4120 waiting to be picked up.
Hmm.
So
10.15 for Waller. Let's see here. We got at 41 what now?
4120 on the ES.
Yeah, it's right at the low. Or just
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
above it.
saying. Is we're gonna hit 4118. If we go down to 4120, we're gonna hit 4118 as that liquidity.
Right.
Because somebody's sitting there waiting big time to say, okay, this thing's gonna hit there. Hit there. See, this arithmetic, man. Because one thing I figured, for you guys listening out there, if you get your account funded with the APAC stuff, think of the psychological impact that it has on you, right?
Right.
When you're trading your own money, sometimes the fear of pushing the button kicks in. When it's not your money, that fear goes away. It's like you're paper trading.
Yep. That's the whole
That's how
point
it
of doing
felt
it.
to me.
The chance of making real money.
That's
off
how it
it.
felt. That's how it felt to me. The evaluation, it's like it wasn't my money. I'm like, oh, no. But, it's like I wasn't being as careful as I am with my own account.
Right.
And the results showed. I mean, I'm like, the psychological was there.
I mean, if I didn't make the mistake, I would have been funded too. I was just
Oh yeah.
complacent. I didn't double check my order.
So
And,
the idea now is tomorrow I'm gonna open 3 accounts with them via Tradeovate, and I'm going to link them as part of the managed group feature.
see, that's
and
kind
that-
of what I'm thinking is like I'll use my first disbursement. I will go and just purchase 10 more accounts.
Yeah, now gotta read the payout conditions too, right?
Right.
So there is a minimum amount that you need to have there for payout, and if your minimum, say for example, you make 26,500, right? It qualifies you for a minimum payout of $1,000.
Right.
You can take that payout. Now, your drawdown is no longer your 26,000. It's 26,500 now.
Yep.
So you need to be careful with that because you can get caught into like, oh no, I still got $1,500 on my drawdown. I
You don't.
don't. Every time you take a payout, your drawdown reduces.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's something to
I went
definitely
to
be
that
aware of.
contract. I went to that contract with a fine comb yesterday, and I'm like, man, this thing is tricky.
Yeah, they're essentially they're betting on the failure of most traders to be able to meet those parameters, and it's going to take some head work to get around that for sure. But as long as you're in your basic understanding zone where you can kind of realize, hey, anything I deduct from this account is going to change my drawdown. So instead of shooting for taking 1,000 out when you've got 1,000 in there of profit, you can maybe keep a mental note that says, okay, well, let me wait till it gets to 2,000 before I take 1,000 out.
Or take 500. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
that's because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know what, I can do this. I'll bring my accounts up to like 5 grand, and then I'm gonna start taking 500 at a time out of it
Right.
because there's a tax implication on that payout too, right?
Yep.
And if you
That
don't
too.
need that money as income, just let it grow.
Yep. So that's my point. It's like I have a certain amount of working capital, and I only take what I need to pay the bills, and let the rest grow.
Exactly. Yep. That's it. Same here.
Woo,
You
there
know,
we
it's like
go. Come on,
Wait,
to the number
Max, I'll
410.
be right back.
Ah,
1, 2, 3.
41002. What kind of crap is that? Got unfinished work there. Go. 4120 is, I can still see there is a pile of contracts waiting there.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch it when it gets a tick away, though. Sometimes they'll pull that order right off the book before it fills. Like literally one tick before it fills. It's almost like a carrot. Keep dangling that carrot in front of you.
Look at the maths. Like if I go in and I get 3 funded accounts next week, I'm only paying $400, right? Close to $400 for the three accounts
Right.
for 10 years. So it's like you invested $400 to get 75K. And I don't need to trade any more than one contract at a time.
Yeah, there's no point. I mean, you can just sit there and make those little base hits over and over and over again. And then, like the way to do it is like if you have multiple accounts and you're running the same, you're using one place to control all of those accounts and spread it out laterally, so to speak. Then you make that one contract trade, just those little base hits times 10 accounts, and that's where your growth comes from.
Yep.
All right, Spy, we're kind of teetering on this edge here, and it's just interesting how it's just kind of accumulated right on that level, essentially, with a wick down to 410.02, of course, but we're just playing sideways and killing time for the next 3.5 minutes till Waller speaks. And even then, I'm not so sure I can give you a direction on which way this is going to go. Preemptively, the market appears to be more bearish than bullish, but when you've got a news event like this, there's really no way to know what way it's going to go. You don't know what's in that head until the dude spits it into the microphone. So we'll wait and see. But again, this is one of those times you sit and wait for your opportunity. When you see the break, when you see a massive quick direction, you can trade that really fast, or you can wait for it to settle down and then take the outcome side of it where it starts to trend. Because once this news drops, a trend will be established. Either you get one of three conditions. You get sideways, you get up, or down. So one way or another, we're going to get some sort of answer here in the next few minutes. This is where the market can move $10 in 5 minutes, or 100 points in 5 minutes. Wait and see. Let me check on the pain zone while I got a minute.
Good morning, guys.
Morning. Let's see, the 0 days are crushing calls at 416 currently, and they're crushing puts at 403. So that's a $13 range. Not worth trying for a 0 day.
Okay.
So we're waiting for Waller to pick up the microphone here in about a minute and a half. Oh, a minute and 10 seconds, sorry. I'm going to tune into my news channel so I can kind of watch things happen here.
So I'm getting a bullish divergence happening right now with my MACD.
Yeah, there's something happening here.
Oh, come on.
And the next stuff we have is like 10:30. We've got EIA natural gas stocks change, and then there's the 4-week bill auction coming out at 11:30. 4-week and 8-week bill auction come out 11:30. And then at 1 o'clock, there's the 30-year bond auction. That'll be interesting. All right, quick pop on Waller. This is one of those times where you get that little green candle there at the end of a bear flag. Almost notoriously, they'll give you a pop and then a snap through support. I just call that the old pop and drop bear flag. Be nimble, my friends. It's coming. All right.
There you go. So Sega's seeing the same thing I'm seeing in here, and some long
Oh, what the heck
pressure
is this?
happening right here as we flip the script. Yeah, those 4120 orders are disappearing. They're moving up.
Yep, they're gonna let it run.
Oh, freaking archery. Honestly.
Yep, they're letting it run. Right to that 410.90, that is.
Yeah, look at how it sold off real quick from
Yep. All right, are they going to let the call side run up, or are they going to break it down? We're kind of at a support level here with the 15-minute chart as well. So, like if you look at the range on these last 2 days, it's wide, but we're right in the thick of the bottom edge of that range. And then you go to the 30-minute chart. Well, if it snaps this support, we've got all this to retrace back down here to about 406. But if it is allowed to let loose, it can run all the way up to the upside channel on the diamond pattern, up here to 420. I don't think that's likely. 414 maybe at the top of the liquidity zone, but that's kind of iffy too. But man, they snapped it right over at that 410.90. Bam, back to support. Waiting to see if Tesla's going to get out of this wedge or not. Let me throw that on the board. This descending wedge here is part of this descending wedge. And if you go on a daily, it's a big old drop in channel. We got 3 legs in that channel. Once we get to about 174, we get a chance of breaking that and running up for at least a 50% retracement to like 198. And if it gets to be trendy out of that, we got this whole section here for measured move to take us all the way up to 280, 300 bucks. So keep an eye on Tesla in the next few days. We should see something happen. Alright, Waller's just becoming a nothing burger. Look at this. Just flat in that tight little range. Nothing really done.
Is making that penny stock profile though. The
Yeah.
little rounding.
Yep.
know?
Where it sits at a key support area and bounces.
Mm,
It's got a pretty good shot of running all the way through this liquidity zone, but we're outside of it, so it's still kind of anybody's game until we have a break of this consolidation here.
Is there a reason why the dollar is going up?
Maybe just because Waller's speaking.
Who's Waller anyways, man?
One of
I'm
the
so bad with politics.
one of the Fed's
Me too.
speakers.
One of
It's-
the Muppets.
Yeah, one of J Powell's lackeys, I guess you could call him.
Hmm. Oh, jeeps.
Man, this is boring. Look at this consolidation, just dragging. Ah, we need action. Make price move. This is like waiting for paint to dry. I haven't seen anything come out for the report for what Waller's saying. Is he not speaking yet? Is he delayed? Who knows?
Uh-oh, we broke below that support again.
Yeah. Notice how they buy it really quick when they do. I'm going to see if there's a short opportunity on Lulu. To go to like June 16th expiration to get anywhere with it because it takes a while for that thing to move. It's pretty ticky-tacky. Damn, those are some expensive options, dude. Golly. Even the 280 put's overpriced. Let me throw Lulu on the grid again. For a stock that barely moves, that thing is just very overpriced in options. looking at June 16th expiration, all the way down here at the 280 level, that contract is still $80. Not to say that couldn't be, pretty damn close to the money a couple weeks away from expiration, but it's going to lose a lot of its extrinsic value in that time frame. Ordinarily, I would expect options to be trading much cheaper in this zone. So it's almost like the expected move in the options chain is saying it's bearish AF as well. So we shall see. But I mean, you got open interest all the way down to like the 250 level. Well, significant open interest above 500.
Got a nice little scalp when
Nice.
it retested that 409.97.
Nice work. We did get our trading view stuff underway here, and I think we should have some kind of discount to offer you guys either tomorrow or early next week, mid next week,
Yay.
based
Yeah,
on
that's good news.
based on typical experience with big ticket vendors like this. So get that rolling. Plus,
We're going to have a trading view party.
pretty much. I mean, we'll be switching our main displays to all be on TradingView. So I'm kind of curious. I want to see if there is an opportunity to short Lulu with reasonable risk management, but there's not enough liquidity in those June 16th options
Look at that push from SPY.
down where you want it to be. That's a nice little push. Go SPY. It's your birthday.
This one's gonna break out in 5 minutes. I have to join the conference call.
Oh, of course. Thanks for the heads up.
I need to enable that ding 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 on my keyboard.
There you go. Just get a soundboard going.
Oh, poor Disney, man.
I know.
Poor Disney's. Oh, Disney.
Hey, that 0-day pain pain zone kind of narrowed down a little bit on SPY. Let me see if it's reasonable. See, now we're at 405 for the put side and 415, nope, 416 for the call side. So it's still $11 wide. I think if we get down to like the $8 wide zone by about 12:30, we might actually have a good 0-day play today. I'll keep you guys posted if you're interested. The way I do those, you do need level 3 options, and you do need a commission-free broker to take advantage of what I have in plan for running these 0-day strategies on SPY. So if you're in any broker other than that, kind of you can watch what I'm looking at, but like you might have to be closer to the money to make it work for you on a 0-day. My idea is I look at options contracts on both the call and put side when SPY is consolidating in the middle of the day typically, and I want to see the range on those to where the premium price on those 0-day options is between 3 and 4 cents a contract, and right at the edge of about a $6 wide zone. So if it's $6 wide, it means $3 up and $3 down from where the price is. So you're looking at 3 strikes up or 3 strikes down from current price. And the idea is you go and you purchase a strangle in the middle of the day, and then if in the end of the day you get a trend into the close that's either bullish or bearish, as long as it moves at least $2 or $3, you'll be in a massive profit percentage versus what you spent on the entire position. So like, let's say you get, a call and a put, $3 out each side, and you pay a total of $8 for the set, and then suddenly price is at the money or even in the money, that option's going to be gold. So then the idea is, if you're running an account that is subject to PDT, you don't quite have 25,000 in it, instead of closing that option, you can go and sell the strike next to it, the strike just outside of it, and essentially lock in profit on that contract. And then you don't have to care if it expires in the money, out of the money, or at the money. It doesn't matter. If there's an assignment risk on it, obviously Robinhood will try to liquidate it right at 3:30 anyway. But as long as you've captured profit in that by selling the premium, you don't have to care, because you're not going to lose. So it's kind of a neat strategy. It works out on days where you have a really tight consolidation with a good chance of an accelerated move to the upside or the downside into the last few hours of trading day. So I've been kind of honing this process all along and just kind of perfecting it. And then I ran into a little issue yesterday where I had one that I converted to a butterfly, and Robinhood's policy, they auto liquidated it at 3:30, but they only auto liquidated the debit spread side of the butterfly. They left the credit spread side open, which exposed me to risk of the width of that spread. So if I would have been assigned on that short position, I would be liable for the width of that spread less the premium I received on the credit side. So at the time when they liquidated that, they left that open. I had to manually close the other side of that, otherwise I was going to be subject to risk. I did still take a profit on it, but it was very upsetting because I realized, like, if enough people had that same strategy on, it could compromise the broker itself. Because if there's, say there's like 50 or 100,000 people trading that same strategy and they're suddenly exposed to risk, and that risk exceeds the cap of the brokerage, that puts them in a margin call. That puts every individual user in that trade in a margin call as well, but the liability lands on the broker at that point. So it was kind of an issue. I kind of sent it up the chain on their bug hunter program, and they kind of blew it off. So, I've got their options expert team telling me things that are actually not true. Coming back on that, I'm just like, well, okay, if this blows up in their face, that's not my problem. But I can certainly put it out there for people to see and think about. So we'll see
What
how
brokerage is this with?
with Robinhood.
Damn.
So like their market cap currently is like 7.2 billion. And if enough people were exposed to that risk, with the daily traded contract levels of SPY on a 0 day being what they are, if it had a little bit over 10% of the options volume on the median, meaning the average volume on options has fallen a little bit through these past couple weeks, but if it accelerated and doubled and enough people were in that position at the same time, it could technically put them on a margin call that's bigger than their market cap. That would be devastating for the broker. So especially if all those got assigned.
That's crazy.
Imagine being a brokerage and being in a margin call position because you're short like 1 billion shares of SPY. I mean, that's insane. Or 1 million shares of SPY, or 100 million shares of SPY, or whatever. That's a lot of money. Just kind of crazy. And I've ran it up and down the chain. I ran it through their bug bounty program and everything, and they just keep blowing it off. So, well, now I'm public with it. Gosh, man, if the folks at Wall Street Bets would have had that information. Oh, because they were really pissed off when they halted trading on that stuff with the AMC and the GameStop situation. They would be itching to get revenge on Robinhood, and if enough of them took that position on, even if it meant losing money, they could bring down Robinhood, technically. That would be a psychotic situation, but man, nothing's impossible with a mob mentality.
Whoa.
All right, so we're tipping down here, but note one thing. This is kind of urgent to watch.
Whoa. I finally got Ninja Trader to work on my VM.
Sweet.
Bang.
What we have here is range expansion, folks. And I'm going to borrow this line for a regression line.
All right. Now I need to learn how to work this.
Hey, Jeremy,
Yeah,
that top line, or even the bottom line, for your fans there, I guess it's what you're getting ready to draw, right?
so this,
So where did you start from? Take me up to the top one first, that top trend line up there.
so this is just marking out a range expansion on the 1 minute chart. Not technically a fan line situation, although you could look at it the same way. Started from just a point where I see first it was narrowing and then it began to get wider. So that's where I started the route.
Okay, I see.
And I'm a little rough with it. I didn't zoom in enough to get exactly to the point.
Yeah, that's all right. I just wanted to know why you started there.
But just this is where the range started expanding, and now we've got higher highs, lower lows, higher highs. Now we're at the regression line, and typically when you see these at the bottom of a trend, they can become a reversal. So if we hold the regression line, we can go, this is the third beat. So we got 1, 2, 3 beats on resistance, 1, 2, not quite a third beat on support. And we're right at the regression line. So if we go above resistance here, above that 410.90 here, this can count or be a setup for a reversal. The other scenario is if this happens, we get the other thing that happens quite often when there's impending volatility is a diamond pattern. So if it starts to compress range and by like 11 o'clock it hasn't really moved, typically these can precede volatility. Well, we do have that auction coming up, don't we? That's at what, 11:30 I think it was? Let me go back to the post here. See, this little bit of volatility we had was a natural gas report, but then we've got a bill auction at 11:30. That is both the 4 and 8 week bill auction. And then at 1 o'clock we got the 30-year bond auction. So where does that time frame take us? On the output side, that's at right about 11:05 on the compression side, if this forms a diamond, and it can. So I'm just going to be mindful of there's range expansion here. I'll always map that out first, and if it ends up being a diamond, cool. Because usually we get those before volatility, and sometimes if they're at the bottom of a trend, they'll be a little bit more biased towards a reversal, and reversing that trend would be up in a liquidity zone again. On occasion, that diamond pattern can be a continuation pattern. So if you have a steep trend here and that diamond pattern breaks to the bear side, as long as it breaks its key support level, which is currently right at 410-ish, that could resume a bearish 1-for-1. The thing to know about the diamond pattern is that it tends to precede volatility, and usually it defines the range of that volatility. Let me take these lines away and run them in continuous lines instead, because that'll give us a channel out or a channel sideways to look at. I should have probably zoomed in first. So if this is going to become a diamond pattern, we'd expect it to tip right around here for the compression side. Typically, and I'm zoomed way in here with the chart expanded quite a bit, so I'm going to kind of eyeball this. Typically, your diamond pattern is going to be parallel. If they're converging or diverging just slightly on the output side, it's not a big deal. You're generally using this as a horseshoe and hand grenade approach. You don't have to be dead on with it, you just have to be damn close. And let me zoom back out. What this gives us is two channels. We got a bear channel and a bull channel. So if it breaks support, we know we'll stay in the bear channel likely. If it breaks resistance, we know it'll go into the bull channel. And those channels on the output side of a diamond, they have their own regression lines as well. Anytime you have any kind of channel, even a wedge, it will have a regression line typically. And if the channel is wide enough, you'll have multiple regression lines, or you'll have multiple zones within that channel. In this case, this is a fairly tight diamond because we're drawing it on a 1 minute chart, so it's likely to just have the one regression line. Doesn't mean we can't track it on a 5-second chart and show exactly where the division lines in that channel can be. There we go. And it can be either a megaphone pattern break where it doesn't finish the diamond, or it can be a diamond. So at this point we're drawing a diamond preemptively. Kind of did the same thing last night when I saw Disney's earnings. I had a peak target up here at about 104. And a break target of that diamond up here at 409, an extension to 413, or 113, sorry. Or the output side could be bearish, where we go back to its regression line, like so. And here we are falling out the outside of the diamond. Even though this is more of a parallelogram type of diamond, it's still the same concept. You're taking the horseshoe approach or the hand grenade approach. You just have to be close. And the purpose of it is knowing where you have range expansion followed by range contraction so that you can define the range of the expected move outside of the break. And typically it'll give you channels. Alright, now we're just kind of hanging. Let's see, call side, we're looking at almost down to 415 on the call side. Put side, right at 405, so we're just at the $10 wide mark coming out of this diamond on the 0 day for the pain zone, I call it. And let's see if we get support in here.
Jeremy, how long have you been doing this, sir?
Since December of 2017. So realistically about 5 years.
5 years. I hear you guys, like Kevin earlier, talking about the mindset of the market, the movement of the market, and the terminology we're using about fake outs, etc.
Mhm.
Is that some observation that you picked up over a period of time of just trading, watching the market,
So
and just kind of categorizing or cataloging this kind of information? How does that work? Does that make sense? What I'm asking?
yep, perfect sense as a matter of fact. And this is something that is it's not new. This is something that's been realized for a long, long time, but it's hardly ever talked about. When you look at a chart, you are literally looking at human emotion about.
It's in the marketplace. Yeah, I've read that.
So effectively, when you put that into play of, okay, what would be a psychological mind game, or a mind screw, as some people would call it, of control versus the influence. So if you think of the influence as being who's in control of the market, well, market makers tend to be in control of a lot of the price action, but they react to what the general crowd is doing. So typically they'll be at odds with each other. So, like, they'll see an opportunity to take advantage of somebody who may not see what they're seeing, or they also know that everybody else is also looking at the same chart, right? So when you take and put in a psychological approach, well, you look at retail versus institutions chasing this trend, for instance. You can kind of tell the difference between them because one has a much bigger size than the other. So if you're watching order flow, you'll see orders of like 10 or 20 or whatever at a time going into this, chasing the ask up. And if it's mostly retail behind it, you'll see a lot more of those versus a lot of heavy hitters would be trading these in the thousands and 10,000s of shares being traded. So if an institution's behind a move, they have a set target. And if they're going to day trade it for reasons that are typically to hedge delta or consider pressure against their options positions, they're likely to hit a target and stop. So when you see all of these lines that we draw on a chart, it's just literally psychological levels. What's a good fair point of where this price can go? So that 410.90 was pretty significant this morning. You can see that both retail and institutions went and pushed it exactly to that point. At some point, one side of this argument tends to take over and run their scenario. So let's say, like, the bulls want to see the price go higher. Well, at some point, when the bears want to see the price go lower, one will overpower the other and switch direction. That's kind of how money flow happens, and eventually they arrive at a fair price. So the foresight is seeing where these guys are likely to agree ahead of time, and then seeing previous areas of interest that were in the past in order to kind of predict what the fair value will be in the future. So when you put that psychological spin on it, and I wrote the article at Relax Trading based on this, is the fact that you are literally, as a third person in a room where two other people are arguing, and you're the one who's just taken the rational, calm approach to observe the argument, realize that it's going to get nowhere for either party, and realize that all you have to do is wait for them to finish their argument, and you already know the outcome. So it's kind of, if you think about it that way, it's a three-party psychological battle, right? So how do you put that in perspective on a chart? Well, be the rational one, and you're likely to be much more accurate than the two that are arguing. And that's the whole point of being able to relax and see this price action happening and be able to plot all these different points on a chart of where interest will likely be. You're literally the rational person in a room analyzing the argument and figuring out what the likely outcome is going to be.
That's amazing.
I mean, I covered a wide area there to get to your point, but
You did.
but it makes sense when you put the rationale to it. So here we are. We did complete our diamond. We did get a little outside the angular support line, but we went right to regression and popped off that sucker, went right through angular resistance. Now we're in the upper channel. Preceding volatility. That's all that pattern does. And it
That
tells
was a
you
big pop.
the output range. Yes, sir.
Still going.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing to think about in a diamond pattern, watch that trend close. Oftentimes when you have an output side before the conclusion of it, if we didn't consolidate in here and we're popping through, we're likely to pull back to support really rapidly. So when it exceeds the resistance or the high point in the middle of the diamond, makes a full measured move outside of it, you'll likely hit the upper trend line and pull back. I think we're seeing it happen right now. 5 seconds confirming a break over below the 8 period, testing the 20. Doesn't mean we're going to stop here, it just means we're likely to pull back here. And if it resumes a short-term trend, it'll likely come to the regression line. Here we have the 5 second breaching the 20 now, and the 8 period threatening the 20. So it's literally looking at the argument, seeing things escalate, and knowing where the rational probability of the outcome is. So Groupon here, I popped up, a friend of mine hit me with an alert, said, hey, it's likely to find support here. Nice. I love it when some of the people I know are really getting good at price action. Look left on the 2-hour chart and you can see it overshot. You got the long wick out of there. I'll watch this for a trend later and maybe it'll give us a run back up to like 378 or 380. But we're going to mark probably the low here. And we're going to look left and figure out where the daily chart takes us for key pivot areas on a bounce. Well, got 399 or $4 right here. This here, we're just about to that regression, by the way, on SPY. I'm just watching. And then we've got a gap here up to here. So if this does give you a quick dead cat bounce and a reversal down here on the key support area, you get a trade. Let's look further left. Has this thing been this low before? No, it has not. If we look left far enough, we'll see the previous low was actually 960. And we've come down through that. We've made a full half measured move below that 960 target. We're at $3.02. If it's gonna bounce, it will bounce around here. And sure enough, it did, right at the $3 mark-ish. Now, on these dead cat bounces, when you drill into the short-term time frame, you can get control bars right into the 5-minute chart, right into the 1-minute chart. There's SPY right back to regression. So if we find the reversal, we can typically plot the expected move. So here is, it's ugly, but there's a left shoulder ahead and a right shoulder here. We've broke the neckline. We hit target 1, which is this previous high here. We pulled back, we tested support right on the neckline, came back up, hit the resistance point of the next target, and now we're pulling back again. This trade's pretty much over with. By the time my friend alerted it to me, it was already underway. But the point is, we can look at this and just kind of put it in memory and be like, oh, okay, that's what the reversal looks like, that's what the outcome play looks like. Done, that's a dead cat bounce play. And when you find it very easy to trade these moves on a penny stock, it really helps you to see all the big stuff. All right, regression, tested it, and oh, imagine that 410.90 zone. Can we trend up today? We've got a good shot. What time does the European market close? Thought it was around 11. I'm not sure.
4:30, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the local time, but hang on, let me go to my world clock. I'm lost. Like I said, I didn't get much sleep. Oh yeah, yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock.
It'll be 11:30 your time.
Gotcha.
Is Waller still speaking?
I think he's done, but I don't think he said anything. Doesn't seem to be anything
I'm
really
trying to
relevant.
look here on the Board of Reserves, Federal Reserve System here, the Board of Governors, and see if there's some output there of what he was saying, talking about this.
I think it was just a minutes thing. Yeah, there's not even any news on it, really. Just the fact that it
Supposed
happened.
to be about climate change and financial stability.
Right. Oh gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of worry out there too with the whole currency situation and BRICS and this and that, and just like some people are just discrediting it altogether. Some people are like freaked out about it. Well, again, it's just a two sides of an argument, you know.
So would you just kind of move that regression line a little bit?
A little bit. I adjusted it. I was looking at this split here, kind of looking at the eyeball of what's half of this channel, and then looking at where
Okay.
price is now. Like I said, they're a horseshoe. You're kind of close, and as things play out, you can fine tune them to find what your trend channel is really going to be. All right, let me go throw Google on here. Oh, we've been bullish all day on Google.
Oh.
Well, there's the money. Everybody's throwing it in Google. Look at that. That's a parabolic 2-hour if I ever saw one. Damn gap up on the daily. Where does it stop? Well, just like any other stock.
Right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I managed to make up my £3,000 last night, so I've traded all day, and I'm going to go and do some actual work because my boss is asking me to. So I'll see you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Very good.
Take care.
Take
Great
care.
to have you. That consistency, man, that's what's going to pay your bills. You're doing great.
Yeah, I was a good girl today. Disciplined, small scalp, down,
That's the
staying
way.
out of bear traps. Basically, all the mistakes I made yesterday, I proved that I can trade properly when I put my mind to it. I don't know what I was thinking yesterday, but anyway, yeah.
That's
Come
how
on.
you master your craft. You fail forward.
Oh, definitely, and I'm $180 in profit today, so
Hey.
yeah, I'm just gonna walk away and learn my
I'm
lesson.
following your lead.
Nice work. Good stuff.
Like a play,
I know Ricardo's been there too, so yeah.
I'm dying to trade right now, but I've made my profits too, so I'm just watching.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm gonna actually do some work, so I'm gonna turn y'all off and speak to you tomorrow.
if I
Have a
call
good one,
myself a
lady.
teacher, that's the pride I'm looking for. Is that proudness of being able to say I had some small part in helping you guys get to this level.
You did, Jeremy. You did.
But-
You are the master. You know that.
But
1000%.
I give that to you guys though. You're the ones who had to do that. I just had to show you the door. So
One day we'll have to pay it forward as well, Jeremy. But I need to start making some real money today. It's all been paper, but yeah, I'm getting there. I am getting there. I can feel progress
Definitely.
There you
Anyways,
go.
like I say, I'll see you all tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Enjoy. Take care, lady.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. Jeremy, I'm so sorry about that. I ended up taking my mom to the store. She needed some stuff, and then the doctor called. We had to reschedule her endoscopy, a whole lot of spiel.
Oh, no worries, man. Listen, life is what happens in between life. No, we've all got stuff to do. It's all the human condition, I'm afraid.
Yep.
Quite all right. We just move on.
Yes, sir.
Persevere and keep digging that trench, baby. All right, so
Like,
we're
he
coming
fixed
up,
this drop, and that's good.
and we're coming up on a point of interest here too in this channel. And just look left, there's your pivot area right there. So when we get to that previous high after that drop on the open, we'll probably see some consolidation. So right around 411, 411.50 or so. The trend will grind, but typically you'll have a consolidation before you see any measured move come out of that. But look at the 5-second chart. Quite the move. So we got 410 to 411.4. Put the box on it. Let's find a
And keep
consolidation.
pushing higher. Hopefully you can pull ES. I got the strong key level though, 4135. Good resistance.
I found that if I have a drawing disappear, I go to the 30-second chart and back to the 5-second chart, and it reappears. So maybe I fixed the bug.
They're just messing with you, Jeremy.
Maybe. So output target for a 1-for-1 would be 412.15-ish. That puts us kind of up in the upper end of this channel. It also puts us right here. 412.09 was our opening range high, right there on the gate. So that's where I'd expect that measured move to end and possibly consolidate for most of the afternoon in this channel. And if we decide to get a full-on 1-for-1 or a full-on push through that whole liquidity zone, cool, we could. But there's going to be some key levels within that will likely see a pause or pullback or consolidation. So it'll be a grindy one, but I think we got a good chance at a bullish trend day out of this.
That'd be cool.
Just kind
So
of.
when you drew that box up there, Jeremy, I noticed that you were looking at that trend. You didn't take it all the way to the top. You just kind of got right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I
that
found when you have this parabolic end to a trend here, and then a consolidation that sits in a key area, I kind of split the difference. So I just take my eyeball in
Okay.
that range and find the middle of it. And like I said, it's a horseshoe. Get it close. You don't have to be dead on. Heck, I could probably just
Okay.
drag this line down here a little bit and find the center, and in fact probably pull the box down just a tiny bit too. So because it fits the bill for the opening high on that 409 or 412.09 area here a little better if I kind of adjust it right, because there's 412.06 at the top of the range.
All right, guys, I gotta get going. Thank you for everything, and good luck in the market today.
Anytime.
Ricardo, take care, sir.
And same to you, man. Have a great one. I'm gonna subdivide this up real quick, and then I gotta go on a mission.
Yeah, I'm out of here as well. Appreciate you, sir. Always.
You as well.
In fact, the community, you guys with your input, it just boggles my mind. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. He's starting at ground zero, trying to get there. You think, oh my lord, there's all these things you have to learn, or no, not necessarily, but you'd like to.
Yeah. And you know, when you get to a point where you can kind of train, you know, as we say, train the lizard brain, so to speak, or train the monkey brain, whatever you want to call it, to just glance at a chart and see that stuff and be able to plot it out that fast. You've arrived.
Yeah, I spent yesterday just trying to get familiar with Webull.
It's
trading platform. Yeah,
it's a pretty
setting it up.
it's a pretty extensive platform for free, man.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta say, you know, and
It is.
I've been just thrilled with it for years. I mean, this has been a very, very good platform to use, and you know, up to the point
TradingView
where
is going to take this over the top, right?
I think so. I think TradingView. I mean, I'm gonna spend some time getting a little more familiar with it, and then we'll run with it. And TradingView is essentially. It appears that TradingView is what Webull is kind of modeled after, so I think that could be very beneficial.
So once, I think I've asked you this question before, but once you you guys have consummated everything, and it sounds like you're very close or have, and then make it available to the community. How do you disseminate that information on the Discord
So it'll
or
be
what's available to us or what?
it'll be on all of our stuff. So it'll be on our website, our
Okay.
Discord channel. We can share a link. We can pretty much put a sticky up to in any area where you can just grab that link anytime you want. We'll make it a resource.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. I was just kind of curious of what kind of platform, how you were going to disseminate it through the Discord, but I can understand the website as well. No more questions from me. Appreciate it, Jeremy. Appreciate the community as well for
Yeah,
all
anytime.
that you guys do.
We,
Appreciate it.
we love being able to do this, and that's the whole point of us being here still. So
Yeah.
we enjoy
Oh,
this.
it
This is something
motivates
that
me.
it's something that us, most of the time, either we have students that graduate to become a moderator, and that includes myself.
Hmm.
Come to a point where
Stone
like,
came from that, didn't he?
what's that?
Hey, sorry, sorry
Didn't
for the
Stone
mic.
come from that
Abs-
that world?
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
He came in off of the GameStop thing. He went and some friend of his said, "Hey man, go buy a GameStop." Blah blah blah. Went and dumped a bunch of money in it and went through the watch of it breaking over and decided, hey, this is going to come back down. And around that time, he happened along Bullish Bears, found that it was the best value trading community. Got involved and realized, yeah, this thing is coming down. He started to learn price action. Realized, yeah, I'm going to take my profit, and he's ever grateful that he did, because then from there on, he spent about the better part of a year and a half learning how to scalp penny stocks from myself, Scott, and at one time we had James in there running penny stocks, and just he took the ball and ran with it. So I mean, he was incredibly successful at trading penny stocks and just doing very, very well. And I'm like, hey man, come try some large cap stuff. So I kind of talked him into being a teacher, because it also expands your view. It brings you into, takes you from the easy level to the next level. And I call penny stocks the easy level, even though it is still learning price action in the hardest way possible. Mastering that, going into options, and then he became a natural futures trader, and he's wildly successful. I mean, I've been kind of keeping in touch with him. He's doing great with futures trading, and it's just a matter of exposing the risk. I like to call it the risk trade-off. So like, you risk a lot when you're trading penny stocks, conceivably, because they can all be delisted in a minute. So you go in to take that same price action that you like hone your skills on in penny stocks and apply it to futures trading, and it's like all of a sudden the risk, it's a different type of risk. Sure, you can lose a ton of money in futures, but you have the control of learning that price action and knowing when to cut a loss, when to know that you're wrong and cut it, and then wait patiently for the next setup and then trade that break on that setup. That's where you really take your ability to earn consistent money trading penny stocks and convert that into massive amounts of leverage trading futures. And then you've got life-changing income. You literally replace your day job income. I happen to do it a little bit slower. I learned to replace my day job income with a massive complexity of options trading, combined with scalping penny stocks, and trading futures, and pretty much throwing myself into everything. So I like to be diversified in my lifestyle. Thus, my trading style is also very diversified.
Well, food for father. Appreciate it.
Anytime. I do
Right.
I do love it,
Community, I'm going to say goodbye.
and I do love being able to share my experience and whatever I got left of brain cells to do this with
Get some
everybody.
rest, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my next plan. I'm going to run out. I'm on a mission today, and then after I'm done with that, I can call it a day. someone in my neighborhood was giving away a bicycle, and I ride my bike past this kid's house every day on my bike rides. And this kid's bike is falling apart. It's just the chain won't go back on. There's things that are bent and screwed up on it. I don't know what his family's economic conditions are. They live in a nice neighborhood. But the kid needs a new bike, and I found one that was being given away. So I'm going to just sneak over there, put a bow on it, drop it on his porch, and go by. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Jeremy.
That is awesome.
What a big heart. That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
it's just paying attention to
Absolutely
my
awesome.
surroundings. You know, I mean, I watch charts all day. I kind of notice things that I pass by in life every day. You know, I know that if I was that kid, and I was that kid, I grew up poor. You know, I had a bike that was falling apart. I apparently learned how to fix it, but not everybody's going to be a mechanic. You know, so you know, in my situation, I was able to maintain my bike. But if I would have had the opportunity to have somebody just up and give me a bike out of the blue, dude, that would have made my day. So I like to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm waiting for this 15 to close. Sorry to bring us back to the stock related talk.
Yeah, let's do
We-
that. Guys,
Quite all right.
appreciate you. Thank you.
You too, man. See ya.
Have a good goodbye.
Take care, Aaron.
Thank you, Kev. You too.
Bye bye.
All right, go on, Kevin.
No, I appreciate you holding down the fort today, and well, this whole week really has been a little rough on my end, so I appreciate that.
Oh, no worries, man. I love being here, and it's like if I'm gonna be here anyway, I'm gonna still love it. So you know.
I'm waiting for the 15 minutes close on ES. If we get a long wick off of VWAP and we're at this 4135 key level, I'm
Mhm.
gonna look to short it
Yep.
and target the lows 4125. About 10 points from here.
I'm watching that shakedown
If you
right
enter
now.
Here, 3 points up, 10 point. I'm gonna try to get in around 4136. You know what? I want one more bounce towards VWAP. Trap bulls. It's just gonna sell off.
We're at regression on the output channel of that diamond pattern. And either you got a point there. Either A, it'll break it for a bearish measured move down to that 410.90 pivot one more time, or B, it'll bounce off of it. So you're looking at the setup. You're just waiting for the break.
Yo.
Man after my own heart.
Man, these charts really are. It's in a love-hate relationship with TradingView already.
Well, like I said about Webull, though, I think Webull is largely modeled after TradingView, so I think I'm gonna have an easy time with it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, TradingView. Listen, it's awesome. I love it. The only thing I don't love about it is the what's it called? Sorry, I'm trying to enter a trade. Never mind. What I don't love about it is the chart situation, because like I have the Pro, so you can have multiple layouts. but
Right.
Each chart layout you have has its own set of drawings.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's like, so if I have my
There's-
phone layout and an iPad layout and a computer layout, I
Right.
have to rechart ES 3 times.
So there's got to be a way to synchronize drawings on there.
You could sync drawings. There's one way to sync drawings if you're on the computer version and have like 2 charts up. You could sync drawings like that with a little connection thing, which honestly I tried today and it didn't work for me. I was like, what the hell? But other than that, yeah, you could copy and paste drawings. That's how I ended up doing it. But yeah, it's weird, man.
That is kind of odd. I'll have to look into that because I gotta get familiar with that platform a little bit more anyway. So I'll make
Yeah.
that happen today. All right, here's our divergence happening now on our fan lines 5-second chart, and we got some subdivisions here to put in. We've got our measured move not quite met, so we still have that on the table, but not looking so good right now. So we'll wait and see what this little split
I wanted
does.
this 15 to close green. If the 15 could close green, that'd be great. But doesn't. Still pretty bearish of a move,
Yeah.
of a rejection.
Yeah, I can see that. Got about 2 minutes left on this candle here, so on the 15-minute. If that prints that little doji there, we can almost certainly get a 3-bar and poke through that 410.90 pivot back to the other side of that channel, and that would take us down here on Angular. About 410.40 would be the target for there currently. Maybe extend to 410.30.
See, I don't want to short without the 15-minute candle closing because I could short and then it could just take a pop here. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
You could get a bar spinner bar situation for sure. Yeah, and
Yep.
that can run to the next print, which is up there at 412.
And if it starts to go without me, then I'll scalp it. You know, it's
Right.
played safe.
Exactly. Today's the kind of day where you're likely to get a trend, but playing safe is going to be your best friend.
Yeah.
Just be frugal, so to speak.
Yup. How much time we got left in this 15-minute? A minute and 20 seconds? I'm impatient.
You gonna short it?
No, I really want to wait. If I do short it before it closes, oh, there it goes. I wanted it to short around like 41.36. See if we get a little pop over there. 41.38 would have been key. I don't know if we get back up there.
Right. I'm gonna let the 15-minute candle close and then the next one start before I do anything with it.
Yeah, same.
So just before I sign off, because I'm about to kill the YouTube feed and everything, I'll leave the Discord feed going, but I just won't be here in voice. Let me get the pain zone out real quick. So currently we're at 407. We're almost at 407, and on the put side, and the call side is sitting at about 415. So now got about a $6 wide there.
You know what? Buyers are
$7 wide.
Buyers are here, but I don't know, man. This 15-minute close is gonna look pretty bearish. 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Closes around 4136. Let's see. Here it comes.
Green doji.
Okay, here we go. That's what I was looking for.
All right, we get a bar
Let's see
spinner
it.
bar. We're bulls.
Nope, can't short that.
Nope. I wouldn't. I would not. Now grabbing that 415 call is going to be kind of suicide on a 0-day right now. You'd rather wait till about 11:30, 11:45 because that's even on the right side of the trade. That's going to probably fade.
No, I think we fade. I was gonna say, I think we sell off. I don't know. Nah, we're gone. NQ weak. Yes, bye-bye. Create that nice 15-minute supply zone if we sell off. Alright, I'm entering a short here. Stops pretty close.
Just be careful.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely see a push up.
Well,
first.
we never did finish that measured move to 411.98 or 412 there, so I'm gonna watch these 1-minute candles like a hawk on this regression line, because it can either bounce and rip up to that top side of that one for one, or it'll break over here and fade.
I'm looking at a 12-point gain if this goes in my direction. I'm watching VIX for confirmation as well. Need VIX to go higher. NQ as well. Need VIX NQ to go lower.
I'm looking at the money flow on Google and it's still bullish.
Yeah, oh, I haven't been using equities at all lately. Like, I usually, when I had TOS, I always had my chart of equities up. Even the equity and dicey, which is like all of them combined.
Right.
Now, not even just NQ, ES, and VIX.
I'm starting to see some stuff happen with probably the stock I've held the longest. I've held this thing for the better part of 4 years.
What stock?
Oh, you're gonna laugh.
Wait,
LODE.
oh, LOD. Load?
Mm-hmm.
You're holding the load?
Yeah, pretty much. It's I entered that thing selling options, and I basically wheel traded that to the tune of my cost basis on this stock is currently negative $36.
What?
And I've got a lot of it. So
That's crazy. Good job, man. That's awesome.
It's been creeping back up from its low there. Hit like
Ready for the
24
sell-off.
cents and some change. It's coming up to 76 cents, and I'm looking at selling some covered calls on that thing if it gets too much higher here. The only downside is there's not a lot of equity there to be had on those calls, so, or not a
I'm
lot of
going to
premium.
Trade into a set and forget. I will have to see how this next 5 minutes play out.
But the likely scenario of this thing is to be bought out by a bigger mining company. And when they do, that's when it'll get that quick spike, and I'll just close the whole position. But
Oh, that's cool. That'll
I
be good.
mean, even if this thing delists tomorrow and goes to zero, I've got a cost basis of $36 below zero, so I don't care. My money's made
Right,
many,
right,
many,
nice.
many times over. So
Alright, I'm anticipating the sell-off to happen now, but if it doesn't, I could see it happening once this 30-minute closes. But I think we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a move.
and then QQQ's kind of parabolic here.
Yeah, here we go. Bye-bye.
We're at the top of the notch. Yep, we could see that fade. And let's see, the pain zone just stepped down one notch on SPY too on the 0 day. So it's playing halfway between 406 and 407 on the
Hey.
put side. Call side is dropping a little bit, so the call side is down to right at 415 instead of kind of halfway between 415 and 16. But I still think we got a strong chance at a trend day here, so just kind of be nimble.
Up or down?
Up. We're in the liquidity zone, and we're printing a bearish pattern on the 1 minute for like a head and shoulders, but there's an angular support that happens to coalesce right at that 410.90 to 411 pivot. And if it hops off there with some force, dude, it can run right to 412 pretty quick. I mean, we got range in that liquidity zone all the way to 415, so I mean, that's a possible impressive move, you know?
Yeah. Dick's pushing higher. I think we continue.
And Google, finally, they're taking profit on that bastard.
Why is it pulling back?
Yep.
Nice.
S-
Good. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, well, I'm going to kick off this feed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good afternoon.
You getting off Jeremy, or you just getting off YouTube?
Getting off YouTube at the moment.